Tony, it's Go Past the Limit. This is your YouTube video feedback. Let's hop right in. Now, we played this on Oceania, and I am a US East player, but I think this actually went pretty well. Nice kickoff on that one. You should always try to do in ones. Never put yourself out of position, and put as much pressure as you can. Right here, I reviewed the video before I did this YouTube video, and what I saw here is basically you went to try to clear the ball over to the corner, and you saw me on the right hand side. I'm getting ready to basically put as much pressure as I can on you to try to make you mess up. So what happens is on one of these kind of things, if you pass it off and your dribble goes wild, just run back to goal and hug the post. Because if you hug the post and I hit it around the corner, there's no mathematical equation I can do to try to get that ball past you unless I get you out of the goal. So instead, you came up, and instead of going behind the ball, I was already ready to go, already ready to challenge on the ball, and you weren't in the behind it. So basically, I put it right by you. You took yourself out of the play, and I got the easy goal. So right over there, where the post is on the right side, just hug that next time. Just you know, if you saw that you were out of position or whatever, just back up really quickly, backflip, or do whatever you need to do, and then you'll be A-okay. You had really good kickoffs. Nice urgency trying to get the boost, but I beat you on this. Another thing on this one, whenever you're playing pressure, which is a good thing, always try to get behind the ball no matter what. Because if you're behind the ball, try to get behind the ball basically to block the defender. So basically, the defender, me, was going for the ball, and I'm aiming to the portion of where you're not blocking the ball. So if you were where I was aiming at, there was really no way I can get it over you unless I started rolling into the ball, kind of like what I did there. So instead, you're out of the play and the ball's past you. And on these, just try to get the boosts coming back into the goal. So you could probably get another 21 to 14. Nice trying that one. Let's see how I'm waiting right at post. If I feel like I can get you, then I'll go for it. So I got a tip on the ball, and I tried to run back. So instead of this, I kind of put you out of position, and I was able to score it like that. If you were to run back into goal, like instead of just like stopping right here, the worst thing you can do in a ones game, or any game pretty much in Rocket League in high level gameplay, is just freeze. The only time you should really stop in the field is if you're waiting for a dribble, or like that you possess the dribble, or you're playing goalie. So here's your thing. If you were back, I could have just tried to dribble you, but I probably might have put it by you, but you would have had more chance playing defense in that position. So next time, just run back to goal and then reset from there. Had really nice kickoffs. Good pressure. Very good pressure. Now here's the one thing. Always try to hit the ball with the tip, and always try to stay behind the ball. I saw here that you had the perfect opportunity right... Where is that at? See, I hit it over to the wall, and boom, you had the perfect opportunity. You hit it kind of on the top of it instead of the tip, so it kind of flew over. You boosted when you probably should have just kept driving, but instead you just couldn't get your bearings down. Nice try on that one, but you took yourself right out of the play, but I don't think I scored right here. No, I didn't. I tried to do a cut shot, and I know you really can't see that from that position, but this is the one thing I really want you to work on when you are in free play. Because doing these kind of shots are really insane. They're pretty easy to do, actually. All you would have to do is just start rolling the ball down. So basically, I tapped it down with the hood of my car and pressed it down. So I made a cut shot. And basically what I do is I hit it off to the corner of the tip of my car. And I know I missed it, but that's a fastball. And most of the time it does go over there, but the second you touch it, usually, let's see if I can get the, so basically if I hit this on goal, by the time it touched, the ball should be facing the goal. Like, it looks like it's going to be landing inside the goal. If I waited maybe like a fraction of a second, that would have went straight right in. Maybe top 90 on the left side. But basically, that's a really good thing to practice in 1v1s, in any position, really. Because if you really hit those shots hard, they're really not going to know where they're coming from. So you had ball came off. You really didn't know what was going on that point. But again, one thing here as well. If you see the balls in the corner, just hug the post. And I know that I was kind of leaning back a little bit. I do this to try to make sure that I'm faking you out. I'm trying to drag you out of goal, which worked at this point. But what happens is if it comes around the corner, if it's in the corner, if it's anywhere close to the corner, try to hug the post and just reset. Because I, as an attacker, if I bring it over to corner, if I bring it anywhere else, I have to drag you out of there or put it by you. And if I'm in that corner, there's more and more chance, the closer I am to that corner, the less chance I have to hit it in goal if you're hugging that post. So what happened was, if I'm already up in the air, I would just, go back right to goal. It's one of those things where if you're seeing your opponent going up in the air before you are, let me see if I can find a screenshot from that point. Alright, so I'm already up in the air. Basically, we have basically the same distance between. I already have a lot of momentum coming. At this point, I would have definitely tried the challenge, but at one of those times, if you see somebody's going to be playing defense and putting pressure on the ball, try to juke it out, try to put it away from the goal, but better yet, try to play your defense and just reset into the goal. So what happened here, I missed it completely. I hit the crossbar. Having good urgency is good. One of those, I would definitely try a cut shot at that point. But it's one of those things where you took the shot and kind of took yourself out of position, and then it led to an easy roll and goal for me. So definitely try to stay on the ground as much as possible. Those cut shots will help. It will never put you out of position. It would hit hard. You could cut shot yourself into the goal. You can cut shot into the wall and rebound it. Good wall hit. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with that. Like for that, I did a cut shot for that. I hate it when that happens. But see, this is the perfect opportunity to tell you about this. If you are inside the post, here, let's see if I can. So basically, it's like one of those cut shot things. You know, I hit it with the corner, trying to put it toward goal. Did I know it was going in goal? No, I didn't. But it was a calculated risk for me to say, okay, I'm just going to kind of lob it over in that direction. And if it wasn't going in, I'd come in and try to slam it on the bounce. But on this case, if you were inside that post, hugging post, you could have just double jumped and you could have saved the ball easily. Instead, you got caught on the wall outside of the goal, out of position, and boom, it went right in. So just make sure you're hugging the post, make sure you're practicing your cut shots. Those are the two main things that help out in pretty much any game, but ones really does help out. I love doing those kind of shots, but you were definitely in position. Your urgency is very good. It's one of those things that you dribble on, but you're still taking yourself out of position. And just like I said, those cut shots are really good. Let's try it one more time. So basically, you're flipping back, which is great. But once you do, like, as of right here, if I just let down my cut shot right at this point, you could have had a good chance at saving this. But since you were still front flipping or whatever else, it's next to impossible to get into a defensive play. So make sure you're not really getting yourself out of position on an offensive dribble like that. Maybe you won't have to realize this in your current gameplay, but sooner or later when you get high up there, you're definitely going to have to see that. I completely missed on that, and you took full advantage and just rolled it right in and scored. But you had good patience on that one. I think that was like the only kickoff that I finally got on you. Did pretty well on these kickoffs until I start reading them at the end of the game. You're putting a lot of pressure on it. That was great right there. But what happens is, I know you tried a cut shot or something along the lines of that, but you had a wide open shot. And the number one thing here, you caught me completely out of position. This tap right there, boom, I'm out. You see me? I'm barely even moving or anything. I'm still back. I'm trying to hurry up to you or whatever, but if you would hit this on goal, this would be a 2-5 game. You just got to take a little breath and make sure that the ball is basically, when you hit the ball is basically inside the net from the vantage that you're looking at. See, I'm just waiting right into that post. That's it. There's no way you can bring that ball over and score on me unless you bring me out just like that. Did well there. I think a goal's coming up. I completely missed this cut shot. I don't know if it was lag. I don't know if I just suck, but but that was good. You were ready for it, so that was nice. Nice kickoff on that. That's another one of those things. Hitting it with the tip of your car is very important. On bounces like this, it took a lot of practicing. I recommend going into your workshops and looking up Cherry Picker. And Cherry Picker, it's going to come high, it's going to come fast, but it's going to come naturally to you eventually. Because once you come into these balls, jump up right around here, a little bit, back up a little bit with your car, and by the time the ball is literally in front of your car, I know you can't see that point, but the second you just put the lightest tap on it, it's going right to goal. No worries. Try looking at the dotted line right there. The second that's in there, you can try to hit that from there, from that angle, from whatever you need to, because you had a wide open goal on this point. But instead, so okay, even if you did hit that with your hood, what you do is you hit it with your hood and you stop. Just completely stop. Do not press the accelerator. Don't do anything. Let the ball go in front of you before the tip of your car hits it again. But instead, I know you were a little bit nervous. You kind of shanked the ball, and I had enough time to come over there and get the ball back in my possession. Very good positioning on that with the double save. That was great. Smart move on that. I went back to get some boost. Here's one of those things on this point. I would definitely try to keep it in ball cam. I know it's a little bit awkward for you, and it would be awkward for a lot of people, but that's just the way I kind of learned. The cut shots really help out that way. So, if you roll it directly down that blue line that's to the left of your car right now, try that and then do your little cut shot when you're going left, and then cut into the right, and then maybe it'll do a little spin or do whatever it needs to do, but practice those a lot. It really does help. But instead, you kind of just rolled it into the goal. It was close. Again, that's one of those things when you try to do it 1,000 times, you're obviously going to understand what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. Another thing right there, you took yourself out of the play on that, and just try to stay on the ground as much as possible, and then you won't take yourself out of the play and won't give up any easy rolling goals. Got a clean kickoff on you finally. Keep it up with those kickoffs. They're very nice. And good job. You got right behind the ball on this one. Got there. I was about to hit it. You jumped already. You already knew what was going on. That was good play. Boom. Perfect. Great. Except for that part. It is frustrating because, in your rating right now, you don't have to see that. But what I did was, I took my time. I tried to see if you were going to come out, and I saw you were. So I turned around real quick, and then whatever I had to do, I just needed to make sure the ball went over you because I knew you were going to challenge the ball, even if you saw me coming for it. So I turned around real quick. I came up, and I'm already at position. I'm already boosting toward the ball. Basically, you should try to get in front of the ball, for the direction that I'm trying to hit it. But I basically got it over you, and I got lucky enough to hit it toward goal already. That's one of those things where if you see somebody is really close to the ball and going backwards, that is something that can happen. So I would definitely say that if your defense your opponent is basically going for that ball or just going near that ball, going backwards, I would be careful on that one. Let him have it, just reset to goal, and then go from there, because they have to do all the work to try to score it on you. And this would have ended 3-7, but tough luck on the timer. But Tony, keep up the good work. Do your cut shots. Do watch your positioning, and everything will be a-okay, man. GG.